child inabilities are rising, and the cost of capital is disproportionately high. These challenges lead into a cycle of slow development, structural dependency, and missed opportunities.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Honorable Chair, Madam President of the General Assembly, distinguished delegates. Yes, I would like to respond to your question first. My focus will be definitely on the youth, young generation. Bangladesh is just emerging to an uprising of the young people in Bangladesh, giving their lives to protest against the misrule, against the corruption, against the actions taken against the interest of the people. And Bangladesh is a very unique country in a sense. Majority of the population are young people. Half the population of Bangladesh is under the age of 26. A total population of 180 million. So this is a unique case, but not something that is different from other countries. Aspirations and capability of the young people. So I will focus on that. And particularly in this uprising, not only the young boys are fighting in the street, it's the young girls themselves came out of their classrooms, came out of their dorms, came out of their houses in an enormous number. So it's not only the boys who are raising their voices, the young girls also. So I think that has to be focused, whatever we are taking, the rest generation will be a very young generation wherever we are. So this is one particular focus I want to make. It's an honor for me to address this August gathering on behalf of the least developed countries. We gather here at a time when conflicts, climate shocks, debt distress, and pandemics have derailed our hard-earned development gains. The annual SDG financing gap now stands beyond $4 trillion. The LDCs suffer the most as extreme poverty rises with diminishing development assistance, decreasing foreign direct investment, and widening digital divide. In many of our countries, the annual GDP growth continues to lag behind this 7,000 SDG target. I stand before you with a clear message from over 1 billion people. We want peace, dignity, and opportunity for sustainable development. And in this context, let me highlight a few key priorities for the LDCs. First, the Doha Program of Action must move from promises to progress. The development partners must fulfill ODA commitment of 2%, 20% scale of grants and concessional lending, and ensure that financing aligns with national priorities. Second, the debt crisis is a pressing systemic challenge. LDCs urgently need immediate liquidity support, broader debt relief, and climate-linked state contingent debt instruments. Reforming the global debt framework has become an imperative of our time. Third, to address the far-reaching impact of climate change on LDCs, climate finance must be scaled up urgently with simplified access. We urge international community to enhance climate support and ensure effective technology transfer to our countries. Disaster resilience for LDCs must be strengthened and loss and damage fund operationalized. Finally, the global financial architecture must be overhauled to make it equitable, representative, and fit for purpose. We call the quota and governance reforms in the Bretton institutions, expanded representation and meaningful role of LDCs in their policy making. Stronger coordination between the UN and these institutions is essential for inclusive economic governance. Excellencies, many LDCs are entering the graduation pipeline, yet they are highly vulnerable and fiscally constrained. We urge for continuous support and coordinated withdrawal measures so that their graduation remains sustainable and irreversible. The gap between promise and delivery is not to be measured in just statistics, but in their in their lives lost and human potential wasted. International community must match pledges with old actions. Let this summit inspire hope, advance justice, and chart a more equitable path for the world's most vulnerable. Before I conclude, I will also add one more thing about what I mentioned about Bangladesh, and it's repeated in Nepal. So young people rising against the government, taking down. So it's not extreme phenomenon. I think this is going to be a norm. Young people expressing themselves in a very expressive way, which may not be very conducive in some cases. But before we burst into those kind of expressions, we should be taking consideration of making the life for the young people different than it had been. Young people represent a new future. And this is a very different kind of generation than we have been going through in our lives, in our history. So my attention that I want to draw, we have to reorient our thinking in terms of the young people. Thank you very much, sir.